Okay, welcome back to part two of Random Question Time. My ponytail is still off kilter. Maybe I should do it like this or have a mullet or something. Justin, welcome back. We're gonna pretend like you went somewhere. It's just getting darker here. That's it. Nothing else is happening. All right. So let me fix this. Sorry, I have lunch lady arms, as my brother calls it. Good thing I didn't answer his phone call when he just called, right? He's like, you have lunch lady arms. I'm like, okay, and you're adopted. Goodbye. All right. Okay, that's the good part about having siblings, okay? You can roast each other all day long. All right, sunglasses back on, hair's back up. Let's do this. All right. All right. Justin, if you were in the witness protection program, what would your new name be and where would you go?
In the witness protection, I would be, if I can pick a new name, I would be, oh my gosh, that's a hard question because I'm obsessed with my name.
Just go with that name then, because nobody will think, they're going to be like, oh.
Like your new name is Miguel, and we're moving you to the Florida Keys under witness protection next to all the famous mobsters that have different names on the Florida Keys because, you know, they are cooperating with the government. Therefore, if you need help, they will help you too.
All right, I like that. So
we have an eye on you. You can't leave the island.
All right, Miguel, I love that question. I mean, that answer. So now I'll know where to find you. All right. How would you describe humanity to an alien civilization?
Perfect question. Excellent question.
Well, yes, because you are going to space, as people saw in part one.
I know, yes, assuming they watched it and didn't like still obsess over my disgusting acronyms. Going, God, you're such a potty mouth in a potty dress.
That's the only reason why we're friends, because I also have a potty mouth. So I'm like, don't worry about it.
Like PMPD, potty mouth in a party dress. I know. You're like, answer the question.
No, I'm loving everything. This is so organic.
I would say, I would explain to the alien race or the race outside of this planet that we are a loving, evolving race. And no matter how terrible some people or energies can be, that there are some doing their part as a collective in their communities, whatever it is they're going, whatever it is they're doing, to continue to evolve that. And no matter what happens, the good kind of overrides the bad every time. So it's like, give us the chance to prove to you that we are actually beautiful creatures of love, and we're always learning. Therefore, also forgive the shit that you may see or known to be. And I'm talking bigger scale with like the wars and the this and the that and the bombs and the however people are living their life. And it's like, no, we're cool. You just got to give us a chance. We got this. We're great. This is why you got to be homies with us. That's what you got to show you and support us.
Yes. I love how detailed you got, because I did ask a different friend that same question, and his response, one word, ratchet. So I love how you just took it all like, we are loving creatures, give us a chance. Like, ratchet, goodbye, go back to your planet and take me with you, because I got to check out of this place.
Okay, when we go to space, we'll invite him and just drop him off at the moon and be like, peace out, bitches.
Yes, he would love that.
Gotta go.
No, he would absolutely love it, like, for sure. All right, next question. What's your biggest pet peeve?
I have two. One, and this is just a thing that I observe, and it's on a physical level, of course, kind of superficial, but it's something I notice. Dirt under fingernails.
Ugh, yep.
Like a little bit of it's one thing. You can tell someone's hands-on, but you can tell sometimes when you're so-called clean, and it's like, I don't care where you come from, what you do, what you look like, but when it comes to the dirt on the fingernails, tells me like maybe you're not like the best at hygiene. Therefore, maybe those details are kind of a big deal because I'm like, yeah, I don't know. If I see dirt under your nails, I'm a little iffy about that. I'll give you a chance. But if I start to smell something stanky, you're gonna have to.
And that's like next level. That is next level.
Yeah, that's next level. So I'm just like, one. Secondly, awareness. Having sound judgment and the awareness around you in conversation. Are you an active listener with someone? And are you fully listening to what someone's saying? Because if I tell you, as an example, I don't like this, and I'm telling you like, oh, I don't really like Starbucks, and then you're going to Starbucks and you're like, oh, hey, I'm going to Starbucks. What would you like? After I just told you I don't like Starbucks, which is not true. But it's like, you're not listening to me. Like, how do you miss that? What are you thinking that's so more important than me speaking to you? Because nothing is more important on this planet other than us being our best selves. Therefore, how we also engage with other people. And I think that's something we forget because we get so selfish or caught up in our own monkey brain that we don't focus in what's going on around us. Now, keep in mind, it's what matters the most to us, of course. We're not going to engage with every single person. But when we do, I think it's beneficial to make the most of it and give your 110% because it could just be one person you're dealing with or 20. It doesn't matter. But hopefully there's always that awareness. And that's a big pet peeve of mine because I think I still work hard for it. But if you don't have that level or understanding to some degree, maybe a few hiccups here and there, I'm just like, bye, Felicia. We started on the physical with nails, and then I'm like, but no, I'm gonna get deeper because that stuff big bothering me.
Yep, absolutely. Because if you're sitting there interacting with somebody, it's so disrespectful not to stay engaged. And I get it. There's distractions, whether it's sounds or people walking by or certain things like that. You're on your phone. But if somebody else is taking the time to talk to you, they deserve your respect and your time to be listening. That I totally agree with you. My pet peeve is when people leave time on the microwave as well. And I'm like, really? You couldn't fucking clear off the last 4 seconds of this thing? But yours is like really good because that actually is a huge pet peeve of mine because I am like 100% committed when I talk to people, and I actually feel bad if there's any type of distraction. I'm like all in, like want to know everything about you, how you're feeling, all of that stuff. And I'm like, I just had a conversation with somebody yesterday and I was like, oh, I'm going to try this instead of doing this. And then their reply was like, wow, that was great. And I'm like,
great about
what? I did the other thing because you have no idea because you weren't fucking paying attention, bitches.
Yeah, and you're right. And like when you're engaging too, it's like I'll get annoyed some days. And I get, depending on everyone's situation is different. Maybe you have kids or maybe you have that. Okay, fine. Like your life changes, therefore you're multitasking. And I know that can be a hard thing for some people. But ultimately, if it's just you and one other person or in a small group setting, it doesn't kill you to truly kind of develop those relationships or really focus in on what matters the most, because I feel like we're all so beautiful and we all have something to offer. So might as well just put your 110% in. And it's not about things as to like things that we think we're always so excited about, right? But it's more of an internal, that kind of deep connection. So I'm like, okay, if I get a little turned off, I have to like snap it and be like, okay, don't get annoyed. It's okay. This is what's going on. Or, oh, you know what? Maybe you just got to pivot and go the other way. Or maybe by you just responding in a certain way and not in a bad way teaches them like, oh shit, I should remind myself to say, hi, how are you? Good morning, good evening. What are you up to? Instead of just getting straight to the point, like, I need this, I want that, whatever. But then they won't pay attention to you when you're trying to talk, like, okay, so you're more important clearly. But it's not about that. It's just that acceptance of like, just be aware of what's going on. Be cool. If you're not ready for it, don't engage. But come around when you are. Don't force it.
Nope, 100% agree with you. Absolutely. Needless to say, half the population sucks, but whatever.
Sorry, Spade.
All right, next question for you, my love. If you could replace all of the grass in the world with something else, what would it be?
Ooh, I would replace the grass. Can I keep it the same color?
Yeah, do whatever.
Honey, I would replace every blade of grass on this planet with emerald stones or ruby stones. So whatever the different shades of green or, the different shades of like those that kind of that bird camely color, I replace them with all stones, natural earth stones, elements, like just make this world rich. Just make it all world, create like this whole like euphoric kind of beautiful, step out and sparkly and energizing. Just, I don't know, I think it's cool. Like I would do that. I'd create my own world, girl.
Well, that's what I was gonna say when you're like, oh, can I keep it same color? I'm like, honey, this is your world. We're just living in it. I love that. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like drooling like this.
Like you walk out of your house and it's like this bouquet of like rose quartz just standing out there. And you got like this field of, I mean, clearly I wouldn't know if I want to jump in and roll around in it. It would be kind of itchy, scratchy, or.
But it would be so shiny and beautiful. Even if you didn't want to jump in it, you could admire it from afar.
Absolutely.
All right. I love that. That's actually the best response I got for that question so far. We were like bubbles, marshmallows, but I'm like, yours is like wicked magical. So, all right. What is something that everyone looks stupid doing?
What is something everyone looks stupid doing? Like legitimately. Probably what I'm doing right now. Like, what I'm like probably what I like, look stupid, do that.
Why do I talk like this? Think about stupid things.
Probably what I'm doing right now. Just thinking about that question. That's what it is.
Having no inner monologue. You're like, that's the stupidest thing.
Oh, you know what? I have a thing, and it's a part of, it'll probably tie it back to my pet peeve. When you're driving in the car,
mm-hmm.
and you have your wrist on the steering wheel, and you're like way back here, like you're something, okay, FAPB. Yeah. And it's one of those moments where you turn and realize, like, okay, you naturally have this urge to see around you sometimes. The light can be 20 minutes long. You have to, do something with yourself. So at the end of the day, they look at you and it's almost like, oh, I'm too good for you. And they speed it up like a mother. And I'm like, that you look stupid doing, because guess what? My ass is probably going to pass you anyway. You're going to be stuck in a red light. Someone's going to cut you off and you're going to realize, like, yeah, bitch, I think everyone looks stupid doing that. And I'm also saying that because I've been guilty. I mean, I don't do the whole arm thing. I'm like, I have nothing to prove. I have no arms to prove to anyone anyway. Like olive oil, hello.
As I'm like lunch lady arms, I'll donate some of this to you,
Yes, please, like, look, like, seriously, if there was, like, Gumby in the flesh, my arms are that.
Oh, I love Gumby, though. I need to. I'm like, now I want to go back and, like, watch every episode that had ever existed of Gumby. All right, my beloved, if animals could talk, which would be the rudest?
Ooh. I would say everyone's feisty feline kitties.
Yeah, they're bitches.
I'd be the nastiest bitches. A lot of them are super sweet, very lovely. I love my furry animals, and I'd give everything to them, even if they slashed my face off. But I think if they had plenty to say, they'd look at you and be like, what the fuck do you want? I just want to eat. Get my kitty litter. I'm done with it. Don't touch me. I
love how they're just like, pew.
If you piss me off, I will tell everybody your business.
Don't piss me off, okay? Don't piss me off.
Probably thinking to myself, like, Kitty's like, yeah, my owner walks around talking about how he's so damn spiritual. I'd be smelling his spiritual real good. He talks about astrology. I smell astrology. Oh, yeah. It's dang.
He would spill all your fucking tea. Damn cats.
I'll be like, listen, Boots, I'm sorry. Go in your room. Yes.
Please love me. Hit you with its tail. That was great. Yes. No, 100%. All right. If you had the power to shrink any one object and carry it in your pocket, which item would it be?
My car.
Yep. Okay.
My car, yes.
You're like, there's no explanation even needed for that. And speaking of, if you were arrested with no explanation, what would your friends and family assume that you had done?
I don't think they would know. They'd probably be in shock for the entire time. Without question, they'd be like, what did he do? We don't understand. We just saw him like 30 minutes ago and he's jailed. He just left. Like, why would he even go? Like, why would I even go to jail to begin with? Like, that'd be funny. But that's the question. Like, they probably be like, I don't know. That's a hard question.
It's because you and your cat got in the car and you started racing that other motherfucker that was next to you.
And then my cat, like, basically, like, ratted me out and called the cops. I'm like, you motherfucker, I have fed you, I've taken care of you, and your ass sent me ass to jail. You know what? Screw you. I'm going to send you up for adoption when I get out. Like, yeah, please try in like 6
You're
months.
going to the kitty kennel, motherfucker. Yes.
I'll support myself outside the house.
I love it. All right. So, next question. If you were to create a holiday, what would it be called? How would we celebrate it? And when would this holiday be? Tell me. You already have your answer. I know it.
Yeah. I love. Okay. So, given our current situation, I'm not going to go into detail. We're all living our current situation right now with the whole quarantine and stuff that we're learning. I would say we would create a new holiday that takes place around the time the quarantine started for a month every year at a global level. I'm not talking about the Europeans that take siesta and enjoy their life and then get drunk, go home, take a nap, eat, fart, whatever do they have to do, and then go back to work. I'm talking about on a global level, everyone at the same time taking that month, whether it be a whole month off, paid from work, or working a whole month part-time at home, or working from home for that whole month, but understanding that the rest and the understanding that chasing the coin and chasing shit that serves no one purpose will be the thing that we realize through this rest, because we understand what matters the most to us as a collective. And if we can do that every year as like a world holiday for us during that, whatever that time frame we choose, we understand that we're still uniting, we're still here for each other. And remember, we went through this, therefore we will continue to move on, living our best lives with a new awareness, but understanding that that rest and that time with each other and that rest is so key, because we hustle every day like a mother. And I think having that 1 year holiday for us kind of brings everyone together as a refresher of like, this is what really matters the most.
I love it. And what would you call this holiday or period of time?
That's a great question. What can we call it? Like, just, I would just call it like it is, world holiday, because it's like global.
Simple.
Yeah, just like call it what it is in the moment. Like, it's a world holiday. I think that, or finding the purpose behind it and then starting that and campaign and just kind of letting that be the thing that kind of sells itself, and maybe the name comes out of it from within,
I like this. We can change it every year in a different language, so that way we get to learn a little bit more about the world.
And then I know like every like state or country has their own flags, but how cool would it be to incorporate like a flag that's like world unity and world peace? Therefore, every country, every state has this flag attached to whatever flag represents them, or country that represents them, as a reminder, like, remember the quarantine, remember the coronavirus, or whatever the situation could be a lot bigger, whatever the case is.
I love this beauty pageant answer. I'm just
I'm going for Miss Downey, California. I hope I make it to Miss LA County next.
Oh my God, I fucking love you. All right, so going back to animals, and I hope you don't say cat for this one. Shady ass bitch. What animal would you want to be reincarnated as?
Fox.
Ooh.
Easy on the eyes and quick to respond. And there's a subtle there's a subtleness about the fox. It's very trustworthy. It's very loyal. It's very abundant. It's beautiful. And I love the sounds that the foxes make when they're like happy and they're engaging with people or other foxes. I think they're gorgeous. I think they're absolutely beautiful. And I'd be like, yes.
You're like, look at me, I'm fabulous.
Like shake my tiny little fox feather and be like, yeah, cats, eat my dirt, bitches.
I love it. All right, I have 2 more questions for you. 1, what's the stupidest thing you have done because somebody has dared you to?
The stupidest thing that I've ever done because someone's dared me to do it. I don't, you know what? I don't have the world's stupidest thing I've ever done because nobody ever wants to play dare. Everybody wants to truth it all the time. And if they dare, they do the most lame things. I mean, don't get extreme, you know, jump off the cliff. Like, you know what? Screw you, bitch. Like, I am not, no. You want this? But no one, I think people are always like, look, or it's something dumb like, kiss that person. I'm like, all right, pucker up. But that's not stupid.
No, you're like, that's like a natural thing. So that's not really a crazy dare. You're like, get more creative.
Yeah, exactly. Get more creative, right? You know, so
you're like, go rob a bank or something. Like, give me something creative like that.
And that's why I'm going to jail after spending time with family for 30 minutes. Like, I robbed a bank.
Yes, and your cat ratted you out. They catted you out, actually.
I'm a fox all of a sudden, like.
Yeah, you're Miguel the Fox living in the Florida Keys.
Oh my God, I love it. Next to D'Angelo Gravitisi, you know, the Cantaloni family of the Nestle Campbell soups of whatever's.
Nestle Campbell soup, get out of here.
Witness protection program here.
I love it. All right, here is your grand finale. The last question of part 2 of Random Question Time. Would you rather have a permanently clogged nose or a piece of green food that is always stuck in your teeth?
Hard questions.
You're like, I don't like this game.
But you mean both nostrils like this, right?
Yeah.
Ah, crap. You know what? I would say just green shit in my teeth. I'm sorry. I gotta breathe. I'm sorry. It looked funky. I'd be like, you gotta love me or you're gonna like me with green funk in there. You know what? Because homegirl trying to breathe here.
Right. You're like, that is important. Yeah, because
important.
It is. That's really not important because I like if I were to have written that question and not found it on Google, my response to definitely would have been the green thing, but I would say it like rotates. It's not always going to be in one spot. So we don't have to worry that you have like poor hygiene and all that. It just happens that you always just love salad and happen to eat it and have it in your teeth.
Right, exactly. I'm guilty of that. You know, cilantro gets wedged up in that between the lip and your gum. And it's kind of where like that big piece of cilantro is hugging your tooth. And you're being so serious with people and you're like, hey, hi. And people can't help but look and you're like, wow, everyone's so engaging today. And then you go in the mirror like, oh, hell no, Tina did not tell me. I had shit in my teeth. Like, what the heck? And I'm that person, like, screw you, Tina.
We hate you FTPX
I told you
MY.
every time you had lipstick on your teeth that you do this to me.
Can't breathe. Asthma attack.
Oh my God, Justin. Be your nostril, honey.
Yes. This is gonna cover the green teeth all the time. Dude, will you come back and do another part 3 sometime?
Oh my God, that'd be so much fun. Absolutely.
We're the best. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time. And all this energy, and I cannot wait to tell everybody how amazing and fabulous you are. So they better watch both parts 1 and 2.
Yay! I love it.
Oh my God, you have to be.
I appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
Anytime.
All right, we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.